NSCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Always nice to see who you wander across in the hallways, might have a quick word with.
I think it's exciting to meet youth coaches and high school coaches and even college coaches who are all really passionate about the sport.
It's a learning experience. I think it's invaluable both from a coach standpoint and from an administrative standpoint.
NSCAA Game of the Week comes to Wingate, North Carolina for a Southeast matchup between the Wingate Bulldogs and the number 6 in the nation, Limestone College Saints. They are led by their senior forward, Jorge McKenna, who's got 6 goals to pace the Saints, and their goalkeeper, number 1, Tom Godfrey, who's made 14 saves in 21 opportunities. He'll have a tough time going against the 2 front men for the Wingate Bulldogs, Guy Perron and Charlie Machel. The coaches getting reacquainted. The two sides haven't played each other since 2012. The Bulldogs got a 1-0 victory that night, but we'll see how things shake out here tonight in the Game of the Week. Both teams are just about set to go, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you live inside our broadcast booth alongside my broadcast partner, Jack Vundam. I'm Jake Levy, here to bring you all the action for this Division II matchup between the Wingate Bulldogs and the Limestone College Saints. This will sure be a tough test for the Bulldogs, who are coming off 3 straight wins, including 2 straight conference wins, as they host a number 6 team in the nation, Jack.
Yeah, it's gearing up to be a competitive match. Obviously, Limestone are in great form. They've started the season fantastically well. 7 games, 7 wins, so they're obviously flying high. Confidence we're high in that camp, and the same with Wingate, who are off 3 straight wins, like you say. So it's gearing up to be a great match. I'm looking forward to it. Both teams full of different sort of cultures, lots of different internationals on show tonight. So expecting a real good game of soccer.
Well, let's take a look now at the starting lineups for both teams.
Norway, number 3, Vebjorn Olstad. Sophomore defender from Avon, France, number 5, Laliana Roger Matenta. A senior forward from Santiago, Chile, number 9, Jorge McKenna. A junior forward from Santiago, Chile, number 10, Benjamin Mirande. A senior midfielder from Liverpool, England, number 11, Thomas Keane. A senior midfielder from Doncaster, England, number 12, Sam Orritt. A freshman defender from Warrington, England, number 19, Sam Hibbert. A sophomore defender from Leicester, England, number 21, Joe Pegg. Freshman midfielder from Hartley, England, number 23, Harry Cooksley. And a junior midfielder from Cary, North Carolina, number 24, Tyler Agovassidis. The head coach is Eric Alsop. The assistants are Tom Morris and Jason Stanislawski. And now for the Bulldogs of Wingate University. A redshirt freshman goalkeeper from Pickerington, Ohio, number 1, Stephen Bennett. A sophomore defender from Newcastle, England, number 2, Alex Nelson. A junior defender from Cary, North Carolina, number 3, Cameron Burrows. Senior defender from Sao Paulo, Brazil, number 4, Victor Tozelli. A freshman defender from Newcastle, England, number 5, James Scott. Sophomore midfielder from Newcastle, England, number 6, Axel Jewell. Junior midfielder from Newcastle, England, number 7, Sean Gatsby. Senior forward from Sao Paulo, Brazil, number 9, Guy Perron. A sophomore forward from Newcastle, England, number 11, Charlie Machel. A freshman midfielder from Santiago, Chile, number 15, Damian Goana. And a freshman midfielder from Medellin, Colombia, number 17, Mateo Correa. Head coach is Gary Hamill. The assistants are Joey Calandra, Peter Trask, and Sean Utterson. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, the Wingate University Athletic Department asks that you rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about set for football action here in the NSCAA Game of the Week. The Wingate Bulldogs in the midst of a 5-game homestand. They have won the first 2, looking to make it 4 in a row overall, and 3-0. They've got another big SAC matchup coming up, but first, they've got to deal with the number 6 team in the nation, the Limestone College Saints. They actually fell down a couple of spots in the rankings this week, despite going 2-0 and outplaying a couple of Conference Carolina opponents, 7-2 overall. They've been scoring in bunches, and they've really been suffocating to opposing offenses, so it'll be interesting to see how they bring that attack on the road here to the Wingate campus.
Yeah, number 9, Jorge McKenna, he's in great form. He's a real good finisher. I'm sure the Wingate Bulldogs, they're scouting on the guy and will be looking to close him down, especially in the final thirds of the field, and not allow him the space or time to see the goal, because the form that he's been in, I'm sure he will be clinical and put the ball in the back of the net. So it'll be interesting to see how the Bulldogs cope, seeing as they've played now 2 games in 3 days with, obviously heavy legs. It'll be interesting to see how they come out, with what sort of energy and tempo they set in the early minutes of the game. I'm sure they'll be looking to get on the ball and sort of control the tempo of the game. So we'll see. Gearing up to be a great one.
Bulldogs wearing their home white and gold striped uniforms with the navy blue numerals with the white shorts. The Limestone College Saints wearing their blue kits with the white shorts with the blue strip and those white numerals. The Saints will go right to left, the Bulldogs left to right. It appears as though the Saints will start on the ball here, so they'll get the opening possession of the match here tonight. The Bulldogs on the defensive end to get things started. There are actually 3 players on the pitch with hat tricks on this season. You heard McKenna mentioned earlier, as he is one of those 3 players. The other 2 are on the pitch as well. Charlie Machel and Sean Godfrey both have hat tricks for the Bulldogs. So plenty of scoring should be in the near future, as both sides are just about ready to go for our NSCAA TV Game of the Week here from Division II Wingate University. Indeed, it is the Limestone College on the ball. Benjamin Ronde and Jorge McKenna start in the center of the circle. And on the referee's whistle, we are set to start. And they'll immediately take a deep lunging probe down the right side that'll bounce out for a goal kick. So the early possession is forfeited virtually by the Saints as they punted it deep. Bannock tried to start it quickly from deep in his own end. There you see a look at the redshirt freshman Stephen Bannock from Pickerington, Ohio.
Yeah, you already see Limestone looking to start positively with a shot direct from the centre kick. So that signals Limestone's intent here tonight, coming to Wingate University, that they intend to start with high intensity and be positive right from that first whistle.
Gadsby tried to turn that down the left side and look for Axel Jewell, but it was blocked off. Bulldogs retain possession in the attacking third. Now a counter option here for the Saints as they tried to start the other way. That was stepped in front of nicely by the left back for the Bulldogs, James Scott, the freshman from Newcastle, England, who has had a nice start to his season. He's one of those big-bodied guys that head coach Gary Hamill talked about adding to that defensive line in the offseason. Scott, a freshman, but has played much older than his class in his first few matches with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he's been really solid for Wingate University so far. It's been a real rock for them back there, solid defensively and strides out the back three well. Is composed on the ball, and I'm sure he'll be looking to have another solid game tonight for Wingate.
This one played through the middle. The Bulldogs, who dropped their season opener and conference opener, but have surged. They're 5-2 on the season, 3-1 in their conference. The Limestone Saints a perfect 7-0, including 3-0 in Conference Carolina play. As Axel Jewell runs that down for Mateo Correa, and the Bulldogs will try to retain possession down the left flank, but that's taken away, and watch out in a dangerous spot. It's Jorge McKenna. They'll slow things down around the midfield. Now Ulstad, blocked off by Tizelli. Now a left-footed insert to the box, floats over the head of Bannock, stays in play, and then will just get headed out by Scott, who couldn't take any chances, and the Bulldogs will concede the corner. First set-piece opportunity for the Saints here very early.
Yeah, good start for Limestone. That's the left back getting early getting involved in the attack and working his way down that byline and putting a good ball into the back post, and an early set piece here for Wingate University to defend.
So the Saints will be on the ball. It's Ulstad who lines up to insert this from the far corner. Left-footed line drive. Bannock punches it away. It's still in the box. Correa continues it out with his right foot. But the Saints get to it. Charlie Machel was the furthest up the pitch for the Bulldogs. The Saints get numbers back behind the ball and secure possession again. Aguilera City's played that far side. We got to look again here at the cross off the corner, and Bannock punching it away.
It's a good strong tackle from Cameron Burrows.
Jewell with possession in the midfield. He's run down, whistle, and we've got our first foul of the match. It'll go against the Saints as the Bulldogs will get an offensive half set piece here, Jack, as they choose to start it quickly. Nelson rolls it far side. Perone sent that towards, that was air volleyed away. Correa backs up, rolls it to the middle. Gadsby chips it wide to Perone. Bulldogs trying to stretch the pitch horizontally here as Perone waits. He had the assist on the overtime game winner Monday night here at the Wingate Soccer Complex. As that cross is deflected off and will stay with the Bulldogs. It'll be a throw deep in the attacking third. See if the Bulldogs try to throw it long. And instead they'll go just about as short as they can. Try to survey. Scott floats one towards the box. Nice job of defending to win that by Ulstad. Ulstad going against the leading scorer for the Bulldogs, Charlie Machel, and he came away with the ball. Well done.
Yeah, it stood up nice and strong there. Didn't allow Charlie to back into him and dealt with it well.
Scott does well to backtrack and cover that one away after McKenna had sidestepped Alex Nelson. As we'll get a whistle and a foul near side away from the play. Victor Tizelli on the turf. And you see that bandage around his head. Took an elbow to the face in a match against Carson Newman a couple of days ago. So they just want to add some extra protection to that as the reverse field go to Scott. One touch to the middle. Jewell turns. He has it blocked off. Now the aerial pass seeking out Machel. And the defenders cross, and in the end are able to clear it out. So both teams early on in these first 5 minutes or so trying to maybe feel each other out, find a few different ways that they can attack. The Bulldogs have tried to go horizontal, it looks, while the Limestone Saints are more content playing that vertical game, trying to go right at the Bulldog defense.
Yeah, that's right. Charlie Machel again, he's very good at running in behind and stretching defenders, and I think that's been a real theme of Wingate University's playing in the early stages of this season is look to get in behind the opposition defences early in the game and looking to stretch that back 4 or 5 depending on the opposition. And Limestone looking to try and get on the ball early, move it, pass it short, and it's been a good start, like you say. Both teams just feeling each other out right now.
Tizelli gets his head on that. It was sinking quickly, but rising up and pulling it in was Godfrey. Godfrey's been very good in net for the Limestone Saints. Played all 7 matches, now the 8th. All 630 minutes. He's averaging 1 goal against. He's given up 7 goals on 21 shots, so he's really been good in between the pipes for the Saints. And a big reason why this defense has been so suffocating. Look at the goals by period. Limestone outscoring their opponents 8-4 in the first half. You look at the second half, they're outscoring opponents 11-3. So they've really been putting teams away in the second half, something the Bulldogs playing at home will have to be wise to and try to get on the score sheet early, as Jewell was blocked off, and that'll go for a foul. He wants it quick, but the referee wants him to move the ball back a bit. So that'll slow the momentum of that play just a touch. Scott comes up and serves it towards the box, seeking Machel. Was deflected, but still gets through to him. He rolls it back for Correa. Now wide, Machel tries to one-touch it into the box, but that was blocked off and now run away as they tried to get it inside to Damian Goana. Now Correa off the throw, gets it right back. He's bumped. Goana off the outside of his foot for Nelson. Now back to Scott. Now James Scott, long-range pass. Machel able to direct it towards the top of the box. The only one there for the Limestone Saints as Hibbert played it wide. Now Olstad back to it. Gets that right foot on it and clears it away right in front of us. So glad you could join us for the NSCAA Game of the Week. Alongside Jack Vundam, I'm Jake Levy, bringing you all the action. Perone tried to turn that, went through a defender, whistle stays down. Saint gives a quick glance over at the official as Correa, one hopper, far side. It's Scott again from that back line, keeps pressing forward and has really been a big part of the Bulldogs' offensive game plan early on. Jewell to the corner, able to speed past the defender. Now he stops, flips his field, plays it to the middle. Perone with it. Guy Perone tried to get it to his right foot and it was taken away from him in that opportunity. Perhaps going to try to do something with the left foot if they wanted to go quick. As now Machel tries to run into the middle, but that's blocked away, and the Saints will play it back to their goalkeeper, Godfrey, and settle things down. Probably didn't get quite as much on that as he would like as Goana backheads it, and Scott chips it ahead. Blocked off by Keene. And the Bulldogs again with the possession along their back line. Correa. Back for Tizzelli. Bulldogs seem to be content to just keep the possession early on and try to work it forward from their back line. He's going to get a whistle and a foul on Gadsby as he uses left hand to jockey for position. Referee thought he was a bit too physical with it. Olstad rolls it near side. Now they'll scoot it wide.
Yeah, Coach Alsop just asking his wide players to get a little bit higher and stop dropping on the toes of the fullback and allow his two fullbacks to get into higher positions, allow them to play out from the back. It's clear that Limestone have come here to play today. And as he says, he's trying to get his attacking players higher up the field. That's what he's asking his wingers to do. So let's see if they'll do that and see if they can.
Maybe that'll prevent those defenders from pushing too far forward for Wingate and getting involved in the attack.
Yeah, exactly. And it's cramping. The midfield's very cramped at the minute. But as I say that, here was some space for Axel Jewell,
He's got a pair of runners. He chooses Perone far side. Maybe a bit too heavy for him on the pace as Perone had to circle back to get a hold of it. Now he topped that ball, but still finds its way to Gadsby, who takes it low. Now he'll try to turn and play it wide to Perone. Perone, the left-footed insert. Machel looking for the header. It's over him. And the Saints able to recover and get that back along the middle of the pitch. That was well done after it went over the head of Machel because there was another runner for the Bulldogs looming.
Yeah, well defended in the end. I think Machel might have just slightly mistimed his jump there because he found a bit of space in between the two centre-backs and just got up underneath the header there slightly.
Here you get another look at it, and you're exactly right. That was sinking. That was a pretty perfectly weighted ball by Guy Perone along the far side. A guy who has led the Bulldogs in goals in his first 3 seasons with the Bulldogs. Now, this season, leading the team in assists and has really been the man to kind of create the play instead of being the finisher that everyone expected him to be coming into this season.
Yeah, well, he's very good at dropping a little bit deeper just off of Charlie and sort of picking up the ball up in between that midfield line and defensive line. And he's got great vision and awareness, as has proven so far with him laying on a number of assists for his teammate Charlie Machel, who leads the team in goals. So they formed a good partnership and a good understanding. I'm sure they'll link up to create more chances as the game develops.
Goana had that taken away in a dangerous spot. Now working it towards the bottom is Cooksley. Cooksley plays it over the top of the bar. Will go for a goal kick. He had McKenna in the box but was surrounded by 4 Wingate defenders. More reinforcements were coming, but they had to rush it a bit with the wings coming out and forcing the pressure, and he winds up sailing it over the bar. So you'll get a look at it again. And that was good pressure from the defensive line of the Bulldogs to make it uncomfortable down this left flank. Goana in the midfield. McKenna took it away from him. And they'll just scoot it back to the back line as they come near side Olstad. McKenna. Nifty footwork in the middle there to get it by Goana. And then they'll play it back. So now the Saints starting to get control of the possession a bit. It had been a barrage of Bulldog opportunities in the last 5 minutes or so, but now the Saints starting to get numbers behind the ball and starting to get some attacking pressure ahead. As Axel Jewell, a nice slide tackle there to take it away. Tizzelli in the corner. Reverses field, playing with it a bit. Dangerous as Cooksley broke free, and now he can't believe he's whistled for a foul as he was trying to stamp between the middle, and now the referee.
Yeah, Limestone looking to work the ball from right to left, and they've early on in the first sort of 12 minutes, they've got Olstad, the left back, getting nice and high into good attacking positions and been their main probe or main attacking threat so far in this game. And we'll see if Joe Pegg, the right back for Limestone, can work his way into the attacking phases of the play. But they've been coming down this Wingate right-hand side quite heavily early on.
Well, the Bulldogs have used that left side with James Scott on an offensive attack more. Maybe that's why Pegg has to remain back and kind of hold that line on the far side, because Scott's shown in the past and early on in this match that he's a threat on the offensive end as well.
Yeah, certainly showing a bit more caution down that right-hand side of the Limestone team.
Now Gadsby to the middle looking for Jewell. That's run away. There you get a look at Tom Godfrey, the junior goalkeeper from Ninfield, England. 6'2", 295 pounds. As we mentioned, he has started every match for the Saints in net, and he's been very good. 667 save percentage coming into play here tonight. Part of the reason the Saints 7-0 and ranked number 6 in the NSCAA Top 25 nationally. Bulldogs again trying to apply pressure. McKenna takes it away, only one ahead of him, so he waits for help coming up near side. Stepping in front of that well was Correa, but all he could do was play it back to Olstad. That 50-50 ball winds up rolling right onto the foot of a surging Adjovla Cities. Adjovla Cities played it back. Now they come near side for Olstad again. That pass a bit off its mark. Correa takes it away. Goana found some space in the midfield, chose to take it himself. Now he gets it onto the feet of Perron. Guy Perron tripped up as he tried to stutter step past the defender. And Leilani Randria Mantera.
Very interesting to see what Wingate do in this sort of position here, about 30 yards out from goal. Guy Perron in this position the other night against Carson Newman decided to shoot and put it well over. Looks like Axel Jules put the ball down. And Victor Tozelli there is making his way forward, so be interesting to see if they cross it or decide to shoot.
Try to take advantage of that height of Victor Tozelli, who makes his way down. A 6'3", 175-pound defender.
Yeah, he's very strong in the air, so I wouldn't be surprised to see they put this in the back post.
Jewell does just that, and running through was Tozelli, but it rolled all the way through and was untouched, as a matter of fact, and will go out for a corner, or a six kick, excuse me, for Limestone College.
Yeah, floated it in there, put it into a good area in between.
What do you think? Pretty well weighted ball?
Yeah, pretty well weighted. Put it into a good area, dangerous area between goalkeeper and obviously that back line. Tozelli just
very nearly touched by number 5 in blue as that bounced through.
Yep.
Tough to tell exactly from that angle, but it showed that it was very close, and Limestone College does wind up getting the goal kick. Tried to head it along, finds its way to Correa. Machel stepped in front of that. The Saints take it away, roll it to the middle. It's Jorge McKenna. They'll roll it far side now, maybe trying to probe that right side. Trying to get back to McKenna. Nelson stepped in, and he's whistled for the foul.
Yeah,
As McKenna down for an extra second, grasping at that left ankle.
The referee wants to work with him here. I mean, Wingate University Bulldogs obviously looking to get tight to the number 9 there for Limestone McKenna. They obviously know his talents, his attributes, and not wanting to allow him any sort of time on the ball to turn. And slightly over enthusiastic there by Alex Nelson.
I don't believe the referee took a card out, but he did want to have an extra word.
Yeah, probably just having a
Nelson.
little chat with him.
Stop the clock to further the conversation, because that was just a little bit of a late tackle and certainly very aggressive. And obviously the Bulldogs did their scouting, as you said, and have kept an eye on McKenna. And he had some space in the middle, and Nelson closed it down quickly and just on the follow-through clipped him.
Yeah.
So nice job by the referee there to just step in and have a conversation, make sure things settle down and are played physical but fair.
Exactly.
McKenna is the one on the ball as he restarts with a low roller to the top of the box. Ooh, nice little combo play attempt. That was sniffed out nicely by the Wingate defense. And now a well-weighted ball near side. Machel runs under it. That was excellently done by Mateo Correa, who read that one touch, stepped in front of it, and nearly turned it into an opportunity for a counter.
Yeah, it looked like something Limestone Saints had worked on it in the practice time there, trying to work the ball into a byline position for a cutback, numbers in the box, but Wingate switched on to that one.
It'll be a Bulldog throw after some argument. And Goana gets it back. And I thought they were going to say he kept it in for a moment, but that crossed the line in the air, so it'll go out for a throw for the Saints. The Saints, who have 2 wins over top 25 opponents this season, beating number 22 Queens to start the year 1-0. They also got a victory over number 16 Flagler last week, 2-0. You see a couple of clean sheets. Really, they beat Pfeiffer 5-4. But other than that, they haven't allowed a goal, or more than a goal, in any of their matches this season. They've given up just 7 overall. But they have conceded in each of their last 2 matches. After starting the year, very tough to solve. 2 straight clean sheets to start the year, then the 5-4 match. Now they've conceded a goal in 3 of their last 4. And if you include those 4, they've conceded in 4 of their last 5. Sam Orrit on for a free kick in a dangerous spot here for the Saints as they bunch at the top of the box. Orrit, rifle line drive. That's headed away by Gatsby. Comes right back to Orrit. This time he tries an aerial lob, and everyone will watch this one hop into the waiting arms of Stephen Bannock.
I'm sure Orrit will be disappointed with that, with a good set piece in a good attacking area, and fails to clear that first man. Opportunities like that, both teams will be looking to take full advantage of in good areas of the field.
He got a second crack at it. It came right back onto his foot.
Yeah.
As a heavy collision. And Guy Perron down for a moment for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he's not too happy with that. Well, both number 9s for both teams now have had hard challenges on them. McKenna for Limestone.
So you get a great look at it again from up top.
And Perron for Wingate now.
Well, Perron has certainly made a name for himself in the Southeast region, leading the Bulldogs in goals each of the last 3 years. So just like the Bulldogs have their eye on McKenna, you know the Saints have their eye on the number 9 in gold and white. As Goana runs it back to the middle. Had it stepped away momentarily as Cooksley got to it. Goana again, turns in the midfield. Waiting for something.
Good composure on the ball.
Alstad played that ahead. Burrows in the midfield for Tozelli. 1 touches to Correa, who perhaps looked like Correa was sliding towards the sideline, and then Tozelli played it back towards the middle. Had to reverse his field very quickly to retain the possession.
Yep. Correa popping up inside on the infield now to receive that ball and try and work the ball out of the back for the Wingate Bulldogs.
And the Bulldogs, who are playing this 3 defensive back system, looks as though they've been using Burrows in a heavy holding midfield spot, and they've kind of had Correa playing more on the defensive end than the offensive end here early. So those 2 have kind of been the assisters to the back line more than not, although Correa does have those great long aerial volleys that you always have to be cautious of.
Yeah. Well, Cameron Burrows is in there, obviously trying to screen passes into the central forward McKenna and limit the opportunities of him receiving the ball to feet. And so far, he's done a good job. He's a smart player and he's a hard-working player, and he's been sat in there well, and he's limiting that space and time for McKenna so far. And hopefully, he'll continue doing that for the Bulldogs.
Nice job by McKenna to get the deflection off of the hip of a Bulldog defender and win the possession for a throw-in deep in their attacking territory. Roll it to the corner. Play that ball into space. Turning back nicely, Machel. He got there first, gives it up. It's Gadsby. Circles. Now weaves it through and somehow finds it through to Machel. Talk about threading a needle there on that pass. Now they try it over the top, and that'll roll into Guthrie.
Yeah, a little bit tight there by Wingate University. Sean Gadsby, the left wing back, had popped up inside, which he often likes to do to get on the ball in those little tight spaces. Very creative player, good feet. And also Charlie Machel, central, keeper on central. There'd been a bit of width there. Maybe the two fullbacks, the other right wing back, Mateo Correa, could have got involved in the attack and might have had a better opportunity. Rather force the ball in over the top there.
That was a good ball in now. Has to get blocked away. Danger not averted. Big right-footed shot saved by Bannock. As Harry Cooksley, the freshman midfielder, ripped that one right underneath the crossbar, and Bannock able to get up to it. That was set up nicely along the far side as Benjamin Mirande, number 10, got to that far wing and really made that play happen. An excellent shot attempt. Yeah,
good chance for Cooksley there. About 12 yards out from goal. Strikes it on the half volley, strikes it clean, strikes it well, but straight at the keeper. Bannock positioned well and deals with it.
Bannock, who gave up the 3 goals in the season opening match at Barton. He was actually only giving up 2 of them. He did not start that opening match. Guy Perron started in net. But Bannock, since that first match, has really had a nice season for the Bulldogs in his redshirt freshman year. Had an injury last year in training camp and was forced to sit out, but he would have been low on the totem pole anyway.
Yeah, he's coming in and done well since obviously not starting that first game. He's got a great attitude, works hard in and out, even outside of training hours.
Yeah, Stephen Bannock, who over the summer we were told put on about 15 pounds of muscle, went back. He stands at about 6'1", and put on the 15 pounds to just get up to the 180 mark. So just imagine how small and lanky he was before adding on all that weight. And he's really worked hard to get himself into shape to play at the Division II college level. And we've already seen tonight he's not afraid to step out of the net and punch balls away. He stands tall. He's got a big frame and a wide wingspan. As McKenna's pass to the far side was blocked, but they keep it.
Tom Keane doing on the ball now. Doing well in there for Limestone. Really keeps it ticking over for Limestone. Plays it simple. Looks to break play up. Play one-touch, two-touch stuff.
And if you'll notice, Jack Vundam is certainly keen to what the defenders are doing. Jack, a former collegiate defender and a current collegiate assistant coach, so he certainly knows anything you could want to know about the defensive side of play.
Maybe some other people will tell you otherwise, but if you say so, Jake.
I'll play you up. I got no problem with it. Bulldogs try to play upfield as they sent a chip to that far corner, but there was nobody making the run timely enough, so that'll roll out. Match just about 24 minutes old. NSCAA TV Game of the Week. The Wingate Bulldogs and number 6 in the nation, Limestone College Saints. Saints a perfect 7-0 on the season, and it's getting to that point now, Jack, where you can't call it the young season. Starting to get into that mid-season form, and we're really starting to see how these teams are shaking out, and conferences are starting to take shape. The Bulldogs are 4 matches into conference play. The Saints are 3.
Yeah.
So things are in because of the brevity of a college season. It goes from a young season to a mid-season really quick.
Yeah, really quickly. I mean, the next 2 weeks for both programs are critical to the overall success of the season, especially going into the crunch games in the conference, and obviously with the early momentum that both teams have built, they'll be looking to pick up another 2 or 3 wins over the next couple of weeks. So I mean, this result's an important one. Good regional good regional game.
And it's played out that way so far here tonight with the team scoreless through the first 25 minutes or so. This is an important stretch for the Bulldogs here. This is the middle match of a 5-match homestand. They've won the first 2, and 4 of the 5 matches are conference matches in the South Atlantic Conference. This is the lone non-conference one. So as we talk about the brevity of the season and how quickly things come to the end, as in the middle, Tizzelli's going to get whistled, and we're going to get a very dangerous spot for a penalty. Foul, excuse me, not a penalty. It's right on the edge of that box.
Just on the edge of it. Dangerous here. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Victor Tizzelli doesn't pick up a yellow card here.
Ref has stopped the clock, and I believe he is calling for the Bulldog center back.
Yeah, it was a cynical foul. I mean, he got inside on the inside shoulder of Victor Tozzelli there, and Tozzelli realized that and looked like he decided to pull him back.
But he may have saved a terrific goal-scoring opportunity, because if he didn't do it, as there you see the card is shown, Keene was in all alone. There was no next line of defense, and he timed it really well too, because he looked down, he saw where that penalty box was approaching, and he was able to get it just outside of that area.
Yeah, he made a quick decision, and we'll see if that proves to be the right one. If obviously Limestone score here, then
yeah, it was all for naught. But
but we'll see. Right, you know, he made a quick decision, decided to bring him down. Good play by Limestone. See if they can capitalize here.
That quick, creative passing, and the Saints seem to be all about that with the low, playing the ball on the floor and working it up with the quick one-touches. They choose to take a shot, off, and it curls just wide of the near post. Bannock dove for it. I don't think he would have had a chance.
Yeah, decided to go under the wall, and the wall did jump. So, trying to catch the keeper out really by being short-sided. He wouldn't have saw the ball till late.
So you'll get, it looks like another look at the shot attempt as Morande rolled it all the way through. And look at the skip on that thing. That had some tremendous spin. He really angled that well and just misplaced it towards that near 90.
Yep. Just missed slightly wide there. Did look like Stephen Bannock had got it covered if it had been on target.
Substitution after the play for the Bulldogs, as Liam Gillespie will check in for Tizzelli. So after Tizzelli picks up the yellow card caution, he's going to come out of the match. That's his 4th yellow, so that explains that. As that magic number 5 is very close, is now Correa. Angling it towards the box. And now he rifles one in, but he had been whistled and told to settle down before that.
Yeah, referee just telling him, not to kick the ball away after the foul's been given. Obviously denies Limestone the opportunity to start the game.
Well, here's a look at the foul.
Restart the game quickly.
And looked like pretty incidental contact. Maybe got him for the push as Correa got his arms up into the area. Bannock, a little bit of indecision there, then had to fall on it quickly as McKenna was charging on him. Now Gillespie fresh into the match. Roll it to the middle. Burrows back for Gillespie. His pass for Gowana was nearly taken away. Finds its way to Burrows. And now Gowana has some space in the middle. Yeah,
Cameron Burrows showing good feet there in a tight area just to release Gowana. Wingate working the ball out to the left side, and it's given away sloppily.
Pass for Jewell was just well behind him. As this comes near side, and Cooksley will run it ahead. Nice little stutter step, but he didn't fool Gillespie, who came over and cleaned it up with the sliding clear. He may have been able to pull one over on Correa, the freshman, but Gillespie was wise to that play.
Yeah, provided some good cover there for Correa.
And it looks like with that change, Gillespie has moved into the center back position, and Correa is now more in that right back position rather than a midfielder.
Yeah, I think Correa had been playing in that right back position, but naturally drifting inside as the shot there from Limestone. But
he fooled me.
Yeah, Wales wide. Well, he kept popping up in central areas to sort of, I don't know if it was to work the ball out the back for, or help work the ball out from the back there for Wingate. But like I said, the Limestone Saints have been coming quite heavily down his side. He's not been able to get into the attacking phases of play as often as maybe as he would have liked. He's been pinned back there by the Limestone left back and left winger have been doing a good job of sort of creating 2v1 situations against him.
Couple of substitutions as like Garrett Bridgewater and David Fairgrieve both making their way on as a couple of freshmen, a forward and a midfielder, check in for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs, as Jack mentioned earlier, a bit of tired legs. They're playing 5 matches over a 12-day span. They just played on Monday, played on Saturday as well, and now they're back at it just a couple of days on a Wednesday night. So certainly head coach Gary Hamill is going to want to try to keep some type of rotation going and keep everybody as fresh as they can as they return to SAC play on Saturday.
Absolutely, it's got to be tough for the Bulldogs. You know, the 3rd game in now. Some of these guys have played 180 minutes in 72 hours, so their legs have got to be, you know, tight. Obviously, I'm sure Coach Hamill's been working hard to get the prehab days in and get the ice baths in.
It seems like it's nothing but prehab and matches over a stretch like that. It's tough to really get any training in.
Yeah.
As Gillespie line drives that towards the box. Perone tried to turn on it in the air, but couldn't quite catch it flush. But that must make things, obviously players would rather play a game than train any day of the week if you ask them. But as a coach, when you're trying to install some stuff or work on some things in such a tight window of matches, it must be so difficult to figure out a way to get that install in and get the guys the work that they need to get them ready for matches.
Yeah, and have your team operating at its full capacity. But you know, as you say, players, I'm sure they're looking forward to the games every night. And once you get into a game situation, the adrenaline will kick you into gear. But it'd be interesting to see how long some of these players get through us. Charlie Machel's been a little bit quieter tonight for the Wingate Bulldogs. I believe he is carrying a slight injury. So it'll be interesting to see how long he lasts. Obviously, he got taken off against Carson Newman, came back on in overtime and actually scored the winner for Wingate.
Played down the far side into some space using the speed. That time Tyler Agilavasides played it in. Perone runs it near side Correa. That block down as he was seeking out Machel. Well done again by this back line as that time Sam Hibbert stepped in, the freshman defender. And he, an Englishman as well, perhaps able to read what Machel was trying to do and kind of understand that style of attack that Machel has, which is so different from Guy Perone, the Brazilian, who kind of likes to play with the ball more on the floor a little bit, or less on the floor, I should say, and more he gets the ball at the very end, while the English style is a little more, they'll play back and forth, and they'll do a little bit of everything. Yeah,
there's a good balance, a mix of cultures in both teams, actually. A few South American boys on the Limestone team, and a few South Americans on the Wingate team. We mixed that in with the English sort of culture and the American culture.
You look at McKenna and Morande, both the Chileans, as you mentioned, and McKenna's been so dangerous.
Yeah, it has been. You often find that South American players are very technically gifted, more so than the English.
You can say that, though. I can't. This one blocked down, and they'll try over the top. Gillespie able to range back easily and grab that. As you see Correa right in front of us limping a little bit. Looks like he's grabbing at that left knee.
Yeah, it doesn't look too easy, does it, at the minute?
No, he's really struggling right now as he's trying to shake things out. You got to look at him there, trying to walk it off. I didn't see anything happen to him. It has been a pretty physical game, 7 fouls aside.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened to him either, but he's not walking too comfortably right now, so we'll see. Monitor him. I'm sure Coach Ham will be monitoring him over the next 2 or 3 minutes as he misjudges that header.
And again, Gillespie there along the near side to clean things up and get the big right foot to it. Yeah, he's grabbing at that left knee. That's one of those things. He must have banged that knee straight on with somebody. You know that's smart.
Yeah, those little collisions can be quite painful, that sort of dull pain.
And those are the ones that you seem like you can't shake that off for 10, 15 minutes as you just keep rubbing it.
Yeah.
And try to loosen it up. Godfrey, big right foot. That one a bit too heavy off Machel's chest, taken away in a good counter position for the Saints as they try it right down the middle. That time Gillespie stepped over the top of it, but Correa's there.
Yeah, he got away with that one that time. Luckily for Gillespie, there wasn't a striker in, but making that run in behind him.
There were a couple of runners. They were just a little bit too wide to do anything with that pass.
Yep.
Alstad. Chip towards the 18. Bannock off his line. It's headed away. Circling back behind it, Nelson, and then he'll clear it. Olstad couldn't keep it in. And Olstad, that's just a mishit that time. Bulldogs catch a break as they'll get a possession. And they'll also get a chance to make a couple of substitutions.
Yeah, and it
and
looks like
Rodrigo Ugalde and Vicente Munoz
it
will
looks like
both come on.
Correa has came off with that knee injury.
As we expect, to give him a chance to get it looked at. Looks like Charlie Machel, who you mentioned earlier, has been nursing a bit of a nagging soreness. Not necessarily an injury, but just some discomfort. And he's been given a spell here towards the tail end of this first half as well. Just about 10 minutes left in the first half. We are scoreless in the NSCAA Game of the Week here from Wingate, North Carolina. Wingate University with the Bulldogs and the number 6 in the nation, Limestone College Saints. But we mentioned it would be a test for the Bulldogs, a bit of a measuring stick here against a team that has some pretty signature wins early on in the season. And the Bulldogs have played them even, and they've had their fair share of chances as well.
Yeah, it's been a tight game all round, really. Chances few and far between. No real, chances that stand out as goal scorer. Maybe Cooksley's, where he struck it right at Bannock. But other than that, the game's been, quite
maybe the set piece that you had where Jewel placed it into the box and gave him a chance,
Yeah.
but nothing that's really been a golden opportunity. A lot of the play has been in the midfield in this match.
That's right. Yeah, it's again, like we said earlier before the game, we expected to be a competitive one, a tight one. It'll be interesting to see if the teams open up as the game develops.
That play towards the box was blocked off, and I think that's a credit to both these teams' back lines. They've really played well here, stepping in front of a lot of crossing chances, and when they haven't been there, they've done good team defense to get in and play it away.
Yeah, defending tight, compact. Both back lines have kept it tight and compact and limited chances,
That was an excellent through ball to Ugalde, though, and he rolls it inside. Now a chance inside the box. Jewel was taken down. The whistle's silent as it's cleared away. Ugalde did well to turn that on one touch right to the top of the box. Axel Jewel thought he was taken down in a way that maybe deserved a whistle. We'll get another look at it here. Look at this play. It was the perfect pass, and he tried to step across, and he did get a boot right to the knee. Not that he could have done much with it because the touch was too heavy.
Yeah, it looked like he turned sharply, turned well, just couldn't quite keep his feet there on sort of the slick ground. I mean, we had a lot of rain over the past couple of weeks, 12 inches to be exact, so the pitch is heavy and it is quite moist, so maybe just lost his footing there trying to turn sharply away from that defender.
This one played through the middle after Olstad took it away. And McKenna, who we saw kind of hiding in that attacking midfield spot for a little while, now finds himself at the top of the formation. And he barking out some orders to his midfielders and trying to get them in line and set him up the way that he likes. And with such a dangerous finisher like McKenna, he'll do what he says. Yeah,
exactly. And it looks like Coach Alsop has put him into a higher position. See if they can get him on the ball in and around the Wingate box a lot more often than he has been doing so far. I mean, in that deeper role, he struggled to get on the ball.
Jewel rolls this to the middle, finds Fairgrieve, and they'll switch fields now with Goanna going far side. One touch back to Goanna. He tries to get it into the box, and as soon as he does, he's squeezed off again. That has been the theme of this Saints defense. They'll give you anything you want on the wings, but as soon as you try to work the ball towards the box, they swarm like bees and just absolutely suck the air out from you.
Yeah, they've been organised well. I mean, they had 8 bodies around that 18-yard box. Nice, tight, compact, limited the space. And as soon as Damian tried to attack that space, they closed it on him very quickly and took the ball off him.
38 minutes gone by in this game of the week. Still scoreless from Wingate University as Jewel uses Munoz to try to get it to Ugalde. It's blocked off by Olstad. Here you get another look at the play. Is right as they get into the box, you see there's 2 blue jerseys there to wall off Goanna. As Perrone tried to carry that himself, he went one-on-one with Olstad. Olstad won the battle. That was well touched down. A little bit of combo play as Orrit worked it forward. Orrit and William Picoop, who has checked in as a substitute for the Saints in that midfield role. Now they get it to the far corner. Somehow able to direct that towards the box, but can't angle it back to a space where McKenna can do anything with it, and Bannock will just pull it in. First time we've really seen them. Every time they try that right side, we see them get squeezed out as far wide as they can. The Bulldogs doing a little bit of the opposite style of defending versus the Saints, who are giving the Bulldogs the wings and then suffocating the box. The Bulldogs are pressuring as soon as you get into the attacking third, we're going to force you away and take that away from you, which is a totally different style, but both sides have really shown that what they do works here in this scoreless match early on. Now Perone, a well-weighted ball to Jewell. Jewell into the corner. He works it towards the 18. Sidesteps the defender. Axel Jewell, the left-footed drive. It popped in the air and pulled down by Godfrey. That might have been deflected off the foot of Jewell as he tried to rocket that, it looked like, and then it really slowed down after it crossed the foot of the defender and then floated in harmlessly. Yeah,
he's looked lively since he's been moved up top. I mean, he was playing in the attacking midfield role as that sort of number 10. And since Charlie Matchell's come off, he's gone into that centre forward role, and he's gone on the ball, and he's been positive with it. He's looked at, he looked to cut inside when inside the box, and he's looking to take players on. I like the energy he's brought to that up higher up the pitch for Wingate, as he looks to probe and create chances.
Olstad looking to create a chance here, but it really matriculated into nothing in the end as the attacker drew off and allowed the defense to get to it. As you'll see here, the opportunity again. Axel Jewell with the sidestep. And then, yeah, it looks like the left foot of Leilani Randria Mentena.
As the Bulldogs clear
it off.
A good cross there.
Now the Bulldogs with possession again. This step to the middle. As you see Jewell fall back a little bit. Now Munoz pressing forward. They seek him out. Middle for Jewell. Rolls it to the middle. Goana working through the defender. Goana pulls it back. Jewell still down on the midfield as they get it to Ugaldi. To the back line. Fairgrieve had that deflected on its way in. It'll go out for a corner.
Yeah, good little bit of spell there. Build-up play. Good 5 or 6 combined passes well. Just failed to create that clear-cut chance. I thought maybe Davey rushed that shot slightly at the end there. Maybe could have been a little bit more patient with the ball. Worked it into a better shooting opportunity or crossing opportunity for the Bulldogs. But they get a corner from the resulting shot and see what they can do here with this.
You see Axel Jewell make his way to that front post. He was the one who was slowed up a bit and was actually sitting on the ground during that offensive attack, so the Bulldogs did well to earn the corner. Now Fairgrieve from the far side. That's headed away rather easily. And now the referee with a whistle and a stare down.
Looks like he's seen a push in there somewhere.
And it looks like he's talking to Jewell in the end. So Jewell, who was along that front post, he was stepped in front of, and really Axel Jewell, who's got some tremendous speed and footwork but stands at 5'8". It's tough to really win those front of the box corners when you're going up against guys who are 4 or 5 inches taller than you. As you see here, yeah, it was him and Perone who both went up for it, but the Saints player just got way higher.
Yeah, well, as you say, he is small, but he's got other attributes. He's got low centre of gravity. He's very good when running at players. He's difficult to take the ball off when he twists and turns inside, outside. And as we've seen signs now in the last 10 minutes that he is prepared in a higher position to run and take players on. And let's see if he can start to create more chances for the Wingate University Bulldogs.
Gillespie thought about trying something down the right side but was blocked off by McKenna. Instead, they'll switch fields. It's Scott crossing midfield, working through the feet of a defender as he was able to fight off Orrit. Now Perone trying his take, and what a pretty move there to sidestep the defender. Now he chips it ahead, looking for Ugaldi. Ugaldi one-steps it down. He's knocked down, and we've got a whistle, and they are just going to point to the corner.
Big claims. Well, that was delightful. Good strength shown by Guy Perron, and then lovely footwork. Talking about that technical ability of South Americans, just to roll it through the legs of the opponent, Limestone defender there, and then puts in a good through ball to Gijo, and heavy claim for a penalty shout, but turned away this time.
And here in the final 90 seconds or so of the first half, Bulldogs with a set piece. Fairgrieve played it all the way through. It was touched on by Scott, but trickles wide.
And that's probably about as close as we've come to a goal far tonight. That didn't look too far wide there by Guy Perron. A good ball into the box, whipped it in well. Perron rising highest.
And then as it settled through everybody, you see James Scott just missed getting that right foot to it. That's so tough to do, to judge that ball in the air and be able to lunge the foot and get it. He was positioned perfectly along that back post, just couldn't quite get to it.
Yeah, just missed it. I'm sure if he'd connected with it and hit the back of the net.
Gillespie won that header, but it rolls out for a throw. So a very physical first 45 minutes with just about 30 seconds left. As this is stepped away. Now the Saints one more opportunity. They play it towards the middle. It rolls all the way through. One touch, and I believe that was deflected, and it will go out for a corner, but time continues to wind.
2, 1.
And the corner will not get an opportunity, as that winds up being the closing moments of the first half. It was back and forth action, certainly physical. Bulldogs and the Limestone Saints playing to a scoreless draw through 45 minutes. It was entertaining action there, Jack. We saw both teams go back and forth, and really some physical play and that tight play in the middle that we expected from this match here early on.
Yeah, tight first half. I mean, the chances were limited for both teams. You know, again, we didn't expect anything less. You know, two very good teams, highly competitive teams, good players, and that's proven to be in the first half. It'll be interesting to see how the coaches adjust, and if there's any changes at half time, and see if the game does open up. But obviously, it's looking like one goal may win this match. Let's see which team can possibly come up with that little bit of quality or a little bit of individual brilliance in the final third of the field.
And certainly, you got to tip your cap to both sides, the way the defenders played and held up, really thwarting those chances as they came in. We saw a couple of different styles, and we'll get a chance to kind of talk about that. We're going to get a chance to chat with the head coach for the Wingate Bulldogs, Gary Hamill, here in just a bit, as he's over with us to have a chat about what he saw through those first 45 minutes. And Coach, are you with us?
I am with you.
Excellent, Coach. It was a strong 45 minutes back and forth. What did you see from your side?
I think it's a very even contest. I mean, they're such a great team. I think personally, I think they've had the better of the play. I think we just need to settle ourselves down, keep the ball on the ground, and connect some more passes the second half.
It's been a physical match so far. What do you think about the intensity coming from your side here in the third match in about 5 days?
Yeah, I think that I'm very happy with it. I think the turnaround time has been very, very short. We've tried to manage the recovery of some players, and we're still up for it. I think we're still maybe slightly a little bit off, but I mean the bench is there for a reason.
Coach, thanks for your time. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
That's head coach Gary Hamill joining us here at halftime alongside Jack Vundam. Jake Levy here with you. It has been a fun 45 minutes, as Coach said. It's been physical, and he thought of good things to say. He said the team obviously trying to work through a couple injuries on one side, trying to keep the boys fresh, while also trying to be competitive against a team that's ranked number 6 in the nation. Of course,
It's an important game for the Bulldogs with Limestone being ranked, 6 in the nation, 1 regionally. And again, he understands that his team has played 3 games in 5 days, and like you say, he's trying to manage that and aspects. And I think you saw that with Charlie Matchell, the leading goal scorer, coming off after I think 33 or 34 minutes. So he'll have that in the back of his head, especially with another conference game on Saturday. But obviously this game is the one that matters right now, and he'll be looking to get a win. And like he said, he's looking for his team to connect more passes. I think Wingate University could have been slightly more patient with the ball.
Scoreless after 45. We'll be back with more from the Wingate Soccer Complex here in Wingate, North Carolina. You've been watching live action of the Turbo Sports Game of the Week exclusively on NSCAA TV.
The NSCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Always nice to see who you wander across in the hallways, might have a quick word with.
because I think it's exciting to meet youth coaches and high school coaches and even college coaches who are all really passionate about the sport.
It's a learning experience. I think it's invaluable both from a coach standpoint and from an administrative standpoint.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
And we're back here for the Turbo Sports Game of the Week exclusively on NSCAATV.com. As we continue our halftime segment, let's check up on some of the recent rankings announced by the NSCAA across men's soccer and the different divisions. Let's take a look first at Division I action, where you see the defending national champions, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, sitting at the top, moving up a couple of spots. They received 21 first-place votes. Their only loss so far this season, that's 1-0. You see UCLA falling out of that number 1 spot. They went 1-1 on the week. They sit at 5-2-2. And then you see rounding out the top 10, the UNC Charlotte 49ers jumped 11 spots to crack the top 10. They went 2-0 this week, including a 2-0 victory over number 5 New Mexico. Their only loss this season was to, at the time, number 9 ranked Coastal Carolina. Continuing on through the rankings, you take a look at number 11 through 20. There you see at 15. You see the Lobos. They fell to 15 after their loss to the 49ers. And you see the big dropper in the top 25 in Division I, the University of Virginia, falling from number 2 all the way to 19 after going 1-2 on the week. Couple of tough losses to Syracuse and Davidson. Syracuse, who is ranked in the top 10, and then Davidson, who was receiving votes. Syracuse 4-1-1 at home, but 0-2 away. And there you see, rounding out the top 25, a couple of newcomers. USF missed the top 25 by just 2 spots last week, but they get in there at number 22 this week. And then University of Delaware able to get themselves into the 25, but they lost yesterday to UMBC, so we'll see how long their stint in the top 25 lasts. Moving on to Division II, you got Southern New Hampshire, the reigning national champions as well, in that top spot, 7-0. You see just one loss of the entire top 10, the only loss by number 8 Regis. Other than that, everybody is undefeated. And then you see Limestone there, who's in this match here tonight. They fell 2 spots despite going 2-0 on the week. They outscored 2 Conference Carolinas opponents by a combined 7-2, but still dropped from 4 down to 6. So they've moved down a bit despite staying undefeated. This match important. And then rounding it out, Division III, Messiah College, another reigning national champion, won over Rutgers Camden, and they're a perfect 10-0, the first team we've seen to double-digit wins here this season. And then you see Trinity, they went to the Elite 8 last year. They are sitting in the 3 spot. So there's a look at the top 25. Take a look at some of the upcoming matches on NSCAA TV. Let's take a look. Back-to-back matches coming third at 8:30 p.m. It's Quincy versus Rock match, and then the very next day, same time, 8:30 Eastern on Saturday, October 4th. Baker taking on Benedictine, and then at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, October 8th, it's Taylor versus Indiana Wesleyan. Those all coming up on the NSCAA Games of the Week presented by Turbo Sports Group. So there you have it here at halftime. We are scoreless between the Wingate Bulldogs and the Limestone Saints. This broadcast has been brought to you by Turbo Sports Group, the official video production company and organizing body of the Small College Game of the Week series on NSCAA TV. To learn more about Turbo Sports, visit their website at www.turbosportsgroup.com. Just a few minutes left until second half action continues here from the Wingate Soccer Complex. We'll be back with the first half highlights and a chance to talk to Limestone's head coach Eric Alsop in just a few moments. We welcome you back here to the Wingate Soccer Complex in Wingate, North Carolina. Scoreless between the Wingate Bulldogs and the Limestone Saints. And joining us now down on the field is the head coach for the Saints, Eric Alsop. Coach, it was a physical first half. What did you see from your side?
Well, we expected it to be physical. I mean, they're a hard-working team. They've got big, strong guys. They're great in the air. They love a good tackle. We've done our homework. We've well scouted them. We were lucky to be able to see them play against Carson Newman on Monday. So we knew what to expect, and it's pretty much everything we expected.
Coach, it looked like you were trying to kind of disguise what you were doing with your leading goal scorer, Jorge McKenna. Was that kind of the plan, to kind of hide him in that midfield spot and then put him up top later on?
A little bit. It just allows him to run in behind from a deeper role. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It wasn't as effective tonight as we'd like it to be, but we've got another second half, too, to open him up a bit.
Coach, thanks for your time. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
That's head coach Eric Alsop joining us here as he breaks down what he saw from his side in the first 45 minutes of action. The Bulldogs and the Saints are scoreless. That number 6 team in the country coming on the road and showing a good physical showing. And as I welcome back in my partner, Jack Bundum. Jack, we talked about it. Jack, we talked about it in that first half, how it was going to be physical, and we talked about McKenna being so tough to find. And there, what did you make of what Eric Alsop just mentioned about trying to get him those chances to make deeper runs from that more midfield spot?
Yeah, he was trying to, obviously trying to get him the ball in little bits of pockets of space in between the midfield, the Wingate University midfield and defence. But obviously Cameron Burrows did a good job of screening that and closing down that space, and so ended up moving him into the higher position. And like he said, he's looking to open him up a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see if he is able to get more involved and get the ball into feet and maybe in behind this Wingate defense in this second half.
Well, let's take a look at some of those first half highlights here as we get a look at the back and forth action that we mentioned between the Bulldogs and the Saints. There you see an opportunity pressed towards the net by the Bulldogs, created from some of their defenders as Tizzelli angled that towards net. And then as you look back and forth, as both teams, here's a chip that had a chance to angle towards goal, but the defense able to squeeze it wide and make it difficult. Then off a set piece, the Bulldogs get one to run inside with the big Tizzelli making a run, but it was walled off again nicely by that Saints defense that was so good inside the 18 and really making it tough to find space. There's probably Limestone's best shot as you see Harry Cooksley, the freshman midfielder, get to it, but Bannock was able to rise to the occasion. Wingate wanted a penalty on that play right there. They didn't get it. They just got a corner, and it couldn't get any from that. And then you see here Axel Jewell making a play off the crossover, tried to get the shot, but it was blocked and deflected, and then wound up falling into the hands of the keeper, despite the fact that Rodrigo Ugalde was making a run and made it some threatening action towards the nets, but neither team really with anything. As you see here, James Scott just out of the reach of his foot. Great look by our crew as you take a look at those first half highlights and opportunities. And with that, we're just about set for second half action here from the Wingate Soccer Complex as the teams will switch sides. The Bulldogs in their white and gold uniforms now going right to left. They'll start on the ball. Meanwhile, the Limestone College Saints in the blue going from left to right as we have the whistle. And there we go. We are back underway. And the Bulldogs play it back to their defensive line and try to force it ahead. Heavy collision at the midfield there. Ugalde went down a bit slow to get up, holding his hip. The referee had his back to it, and now they'll try to counter-will the Saints, but that's taken away by Scott. Dangerous interception, though, as Orrit stepped to it, and as he tried to play it wide, he was tripped up. And we'll get our first foul of the second half. That didn't take long. It was a physical first half, and it looks like we're in for more of the same here, Jack.
Yeah, much of the same. I mean, both teams aren't going to want to give away soft goals, and it's just a real tempo. You know, it's an important game, so both teams up for it, and that's the way it's going to be.
As we get a look here at the replay, is after the turnover, yep, Gadsby just stepping across the footpath of Orrit, and hence the whistle. So he's just got to take a look at himself real quick. The referee making sure everything's okay. Doesn't appear to be anything too serious.
No, he's just tying up his lace. Good early opportunity for Limestone to put the ball in the box, put Wingate under a bit of pressure.
As there you get a look at Ugalde. And on the free kick, restart plays towards the top of the 18. It was blocked off by the Bulldogs and then sent away. This header down falls right into the lap of Jewell. He rolls it far side, going past Ugalde, all the way wide to Munoz. Munoz, who came on as a substitute in the first half, still on for the second. This one's replayed and will wind up sailing long and go for a goal kick.
Miss hit there by Liam Gillespie. I'm sure he was trying to shape that up into the box. Four-keeper on and Axel Jewell, but just doesn't quite catch it properly and sends it long and high and wide.
Limestone College, number 6 in the nation, against the Wingate Bulldogs, who have the luxury of playing at home. They went for a 3-week stretch without playing here at the Wingate Soccer Complex, and the schedule made up for it quickly with this 5-game homestand in 12 days. This is the third. Bulldogs have won the first 2. Tough test here with number 6 in the nation coming to town as this one's chipped far side of the box, trying to one-time it down. Couldn't get much on it. Picoop. And now as Bannock came out and collided with the defender, they're going to get a whistle, and they are going to get the Saints for impeding the flight path.
I was interested. The referee had to make a decision there because the number 24, Tyler, I can't pronounce his last name, but certainly got involved there. Got a touch on the ball. Bannock came out, as you see here. Ooh. And
Agio Vlasidis is the last name.
Thank you for saving me there. Yeah, I'll stick with Tyler, I think.
That's fair. That's fair. But the referee did make the decision in favor of the Bulldogs, and that was an important one here early in this second half.
Yeah, looking at the replay, it didn't look like Stephen Bannock got much of the ball there, so Wingate may be
So
lucky to get away with that
I
one.
think the Saints had a right to complain a bit and look for something. That one hit off the backside of Fairgrieve. Bounces right onto the foot of Tyler Aguilar-Vasidis as they play it back towards the 18. Stepped away, Gillespie, another substitute who came on midway through that first half and remained out there. Here you go, another look at the one-time attempt, and then Bannock coming out.
Wow.
And when the ball was there, Bannock's hands looked like they were going for the ball, and then his momentum kind of carried through, and the lower bodies collided, and that may have been more of Bannock's fault than...
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs have got away with that one there, honestly. Looks like a penalty to me, unless there was an offside flag that I'd missed. But certainly looked like Tyler got to the ball first there before Stephen Bannock, who came in late and obviously took him out. I think Bulldogs might have escaped there. One.
Well, we've seen Bannock make that run off his line so many times, coming out and just trying to cut down those angles. And we keep mentioning what a dangerous play that is to try to make. And, you know, we haven't really seen an exhibit A of that until right now.
Yeah, he is quick to come off his line. But obviously as a defender, you know, you want that from your keeper. It gives you confidence if your keeper is quick and decisive off the line.
This one's run far side. Chased down by Olstad. Bulldogs use the throw. Roll it to the middle. Fairgrieve heads it. Good defending on the back line. Now a couple of touches to pop that away from danger, and then it's furthered along.
I think James Scott seen Phil Jagielka score one like that the weekend for Everton against Liverpool. Didn't quite catch it as well as Phil did, though.
Not many do.
No, it's an absolute stunning strike.
As Gillespie put his body in harm's way as he came up with that header. Whistle stayed down, and so did he for a moment.
Oh,
a bit of miscommunication. Now watch out, a free runner coming through. It's Picoop. Diving, saved by Bannock, and then the cleanup by Nelson.
Saved brilliantly by Stephen Bannock there, one-on-one, and he's bailed out his two defenders there, Captain Alex Nelson, and I think it was David Fairgrave with the mix-up. Miscommunication, nearly let Limestone in, and failed to capitalise. Great chance.
Danger not entirely averted yet as you get a look here as the inside runner. It's Picoop all alone and just fingertip save, and then Nelson was there coming back to clean it up. And he had to. Now Montana was coming in.
Yeah, Limestone with the better start to this second half, the opening first 5 minutes. Wingate come out a little bit slower, and as you can hear Callum Ross down there saying, you know, wake up, they should have scored two.
Now another opportunity as this one's flicked towards the box, but that's sent away and will run long. Yeah, some great opportunities for the Limestone Saints in the opening 5 minutes of the second half after it was really a slow back and forth feeling out first half with a lot of physical play. Now we're seeing the Saints kind of flex that muscle and show why they are the number 6 team in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Olsop will be hoping that they're a little bit more clinical with chances like that. I'm sure those chances, you know, one-on-ones and things like that are going to be few and far between in this game. So it's important that when Limestone, the Saints do get in those positions, that they do take them.
Scott able to keep it as the two collided. The slide went the way of Scott. Referee decided incidental contact. Now he's trying to weave his way through defenders. Got through a couple, but only as far as Rondria Mentera. Now Ugaldi on it again, getting the back of his jersey absolutely pulled out.
Yeah, doing some defensive work there. Ugaldi, who's typically a more attacking-minded player, but doing well, helping his team out.
Scott skies it towards the 18. And Perone, who was backing up to try to gain position, is whistled for the foul after he took out the legs of Randria Mentena. They go quick to the Saints. Alstad works the left side. Gets it back in the corner.
Yeah, Alstad getting forward again in the early stages of this second half, much like he did in that first half. He did sort of tail off towards the last 20 minutes of that first half and failed to get into the attack.
And a nice play there by Nelson to slide back and angle it out for a throw instead of a corner. But now he's going to be whistled for the foul here as the referee's going to stop the clock. So they're going to get a free kick anyway in a very dangerous spot. A few extra words for the referee with Nelson. I believe having a conversation with both players after the physical play continued. Sam Orrit, the senior midfielder, and he's a Doncaster Englishman.
Yeah, he had another good opportunity like this in the first half, but failed to clear that first defender. Let's see if he can put a slightly better ball in the box and give his team.
Right-footed drive that's headed away rather easily by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, again, he'll be. I think Coach Alsop will be disappointed. It's 2 or 3 in that position there where he's been in.
Look at that footwork through the middle. Now a seeking aerial route for Jewell.
Can't quite.
He doesn't know where it is. It was right in his feet, and he had no idea. Munoz runs up to try to clean it along. It rolls out for a throw. Bulldogs lucky to retain possession off the throw-in. Now Jewell knows where it is. Looks for something to be set up in the box. Instead, he'll roll it along that flank, and they'll send it in from the back line. Hoping for Perone, but that's blocked off. Comes as far as Ugaldi. Ugaldi, through 3 defenders, was able to get it to Fairgrieve for a second, but his one touch was not angled properly. And now in the thick of things, you get a foul on the Bulldogs. You're going to look here again. Look at that footwork by Gadsby as he rolls right around the defender. That's just
good feet, good
technical.
Yeah, great feet there. He's got quick feet, like tight areas he can wriggle his way out of very well.
Now a useful ball into the corner. Now Manzana worked it to the 18, being worked on by Scott, and in the end, Scott's able to take it away.
Yes, he's done very well there, that 1v1 situation.
Perone was able to get up and get that flick to it. Guy Perone, who has such technical skill, stands at 6'1", 180, the Sao Paulo Brazilian, who has led the Bulldogs in goals his freshman, sophomore, and junior year. Now, as a senior for Wingate, finds himself as the leading assister on the Bulldogs side. As perhaps we see the changing of the guard, and number 11, Charlie Machel, making his way into more of the goal-scoring role. Machel with 6 on the campaign for the Bulldogs. Perone with 2, but 5 assists early on the campaign.
Yeah, doing well, creating chances for his team. Like you said, he does like to drop a little bit deeper to get on the ball in those little pockets of spaces, and he's done well once he has received it in those spaces, picking good passes.
Touched ahead. It was slowed by Nelson, but still picked up and run to the far side, as rolling through to it was Agliovasides. Now a low puncher, one-timer, and it's just wide. McKenna was there, and he got the foot to it. He collided with Gillespie.
Yeah, and dangerous ball in the box, really dangerous, across that 6-yard box, in between back 3 and keeper. You know, any touch there from a defender, it's going towards goal like it was.
Here we'll get a look at it again. Gillespie tried to dive, and very close to the hand of Scott. A couple of the players calling for it, not sure if he touched it. But it goes out for a corner according to the referee. This one skips through and is blocked away by Nelson. Agliovasides to it. Now he sends a line drive in. Goana rejects that. Gillespie checking for a defender. There was a man on. And he does well to turn it, keep it in play, and give the Bulldogs possession as Ugaldi to it. Right at midfield. He being badgered by Sam Hibbert. And as for a throw-in, the Bulldogs will get a substitution. As Charlie Machel, as we were just talking about him, comes back on.
Yeah, and he got 35 minutes in the first half, and it looks like he's going to get another 35 minutes here. And that's a good move for Wingate. I'm sure that'll give the team a lift with their top goal scorer coming onto the field.
And it gives him that extended halftime virtually of taking him out 10 minutes before the half ends, putting him back in 10 minutes after.
Yeah.
And it virtually 35 on, 35 off, 35 back on, and gives your top scorer a chance to come out and make some plays, and also gives him a chance to rest up a little bit in this midweek match. Gadsby. Tight rope in the sideline, and it wound up rolling out as Machel gave it a look. As there you get a look at Leilana Rondria Mantena, the sophomore defender, the Frenchman. The Bulldogs will get the chance. There he is. Certainly an international clash at the Wingate Soccer Complex tonight.
Wingate in a good position here.
And Gillespie on the ball. Drives it towards the 6. Looked like Scott got his head to it. It bounces free still. And that must have been free much longer than the Saints would have liked, but the Bulldogs couldn't step to it, and they're able to clear it eventually.
Yeah, Olstad getting lucky there with his clearance.
Goanna back towards the box. Rondri Amentana was able to send it away. Now Pegg. His long distance pass intercepted by Nelson. Fairgrieve. Far side, Munoz. Charlie Machel sends it towards the box again as Rondri Amentana able to stop it. They use that far touch line to Coop. Little combo play to try to get by Munoz. Here you get a look at it again. As yeah, it was Scott that got the back of his head on it. Rondri Amentana was able to stop it for a second. There, you're right. Olstead just didn't get nearly enough on the clear, and it settled right in the scoring area for a moment.
Yeah, got lucky that he sort of mishit it to his teammate there.
Nice spin in the midfield by Jewell. He's got a couple of runners. Perone making a run down the middle. Instead, he tries to seek out Machel. Machel turn was pulled a bit and slowed up and couldn't angle himself to get to the ball in time.
Yeah, Limestone Saint defender got a good touch on it and just misdirected that through ball. Fortunately for the Limestone Saints.
Things really opening up here in this second half. Some good chances both ways and some good odd man counter rushes. Perone trying to squeeze this through to Gadsby, but it was blocked.
Yeah, Wingate starting to probe, starting to find a little bit more space in that midfield now, and starting to trying to pick those passes and pick apart that Limestone defense. Machel with a good ball into the box.
Perone got a head on it, but he was the only one to, and he angled it wide now to play. And that'll be a goal kick. As you get a look at Guy Perone, and now the goalkeeper, Tom Godfrey. We talked about it a lot in the first half, how well he's played for the Saints through the first 7 matches.
Yeah, just taking his time with this goal kick. Limestone been under a bit of pressure this last 5 minutes and giving his team a little breather. Squeezing him up the field, goes long.
There you get a look at again at Perone's attempt. And that time, after taking so long to set up his team where he liked it, the collision and the foul gives the ball right back to the Bulldogs. It'll be Gillespie again on the ball. Looks like they'll wait and play this one long. Gillespie surveys. Not liking something he sees, but he'll give it a rip anyway as it goes flying towards the 18. What a tremendous boot that was by Gillespie.
Yeah, he's got a good strike on him.
Nelson's knocked that down. They go back to Gillespie again. He's all alone in that defensive line. Now McKenna gives a run at him as Goanna trying to control that with the knee area. That's so tough to do, and just got a hard deflection. And again, Gillespie sending it towards the 18. As you see in the distance, nice crowd at the Wingate Soccer Complex watching the Bulldogs host the number 6 Limestone College Saints. We are scoreless at just over an hour into the match. As that whistle and a foul, and now the Saints have a chance to press forward here.
And it's Orrit again on the free kick. Let's see if it's third time lucky for Orrit. See if he can beat that first man and give his...
He's just trying to be perfect with that line drive. As you see here again what the foul was.
Yeah, great ball by Cooksley out wide, and Scott just getting a little bit too tight there to his man.
Had to throw the hip to try to wall off and win the possession, and he was called for it. So Orrit, who's been trying to strike those line drives, another chance. A one-man wall. This time he floats it to the back of the box, and the header is lifted over the crossbar, and he'll go for a goal kick.
Yeah, better ball in that time by Orrit. Gives his teammate his chance. Gives his centre back the opportunity to get up there and win the header. And unfortunately, this time he couldn't head it on target.
Guy Machado is going to come on for Limestone. as the referee has to share a few words with that Wingate back line again. He's been in heavy conversation with both sides. What do you think of the referee's work so far today, in not today, but in the way that he's kind of vocally kept both teams in check?
Yeah, well, he's gone largely unnoticed, which is good for a referee. I mean, there's one decision that sticks out in my head was the decision to give a free kick to William Bannock in the penalty area. When seeing a replay, it did look like an out or arrived there slightly late, but I'm sure Coach Allsop will be looking at that back and maybe asking what decision was given or why he wasn't given a penalty there. But other than that, he's controlled the game. He's spoken to players, you know, if there's fouls, and he's managed the game well.
Along the near side, this low line drive is blocked away.
And with Guy Machado now coming in for Limestone, has been moved into that central forward role. Big physical stature. Maybe they want a bit more of a presence up front that can hold the ball. And Jorge McKenna has now dropped back into that slightly deeper role, playing just off him, and see if they can get him back on the ball. He's been largely quiet for this opening 17 minutes, and maybe Allsop's trying to work him into a deeper position, trying to get him on the ball in some midfield areas.
As you got Gillespie on the ball here. Drives it towards the top of the box. Now another insert, that time from Jewell, headed away. Now Manzana taking it up, and referee pointing at his wrist and his hand area, appears he's going to whistle that for a handball.
Yeah, ball just escaped underneath James Scott's body and struck his hand, which controlled the ball and is a handball.
Now they roll it towards the middle. McKenna in the middle of the 18, so dangerous, tried to one-touch it through. It was stopped. Gadsby the first to it. He had a hat trick Saturday night. That header was actually misplayed, and Perron's in behind. He's pulled back, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul here. We'll see if there's more to come. Perron was the last man to the goal. The referee looks like he's got...
Be interesting to see what the referee does here. I mean, Victor Toselli, in a similar situation in the first half, only got a yellow card when pulling down Tom Keane in a slightly similar position. Guy Perron's arguing that he is through in on goal here, and if so, clearly the defender denied him a goal-scoring opportunity, and in the law book that says a red card. So it'll be interesting to see what the referee does here.
Well, the referee's calling the player over now. It's Sam Hibbert, the defender. And it looks like it's just going to be a yellow. You see the red in his hand. He's got both cards in his hand.
Yeah, it's in the back of his wallet there. It looks like it's going to be a yellow card,
and it is.
Which was a similar decision that Victor Toselli received in the first half as well. I mean,
there you get a look at it again. And the referee, now the side judge having a conversation with head coach Gary Hamill, who doesn't like the call.
Yeah, Coach Hamill not happy at all. Clearly feels that Guy Perron was through in goal, and should have received a red card for that. It was a cynical foul from the Limestone defender. And as you see, yeah, I mean, he is going through on goal with the number 5, a good 25 yards away.
Now a low punching strike. It's in the net anyway. The Bulldogs strike on the free kick, perhaps justice served, as Guy Perron to the supporters. After a tremendous strike on the free kick, the Bulldogs have the lead over the number 6 team in the nation. It's 1-0.
Yeah, and that's 3-3 now for Guy Perron. He's hit a certain bit of form, and that's a great strike, and hits it low into the bottom corner and places it well into the net.
What a fantastic touch from Guy Perron after he was the one who was fouled. Here you look at it again. Oh, the left foot, and look at that sink, the perfectly weighted ball. It dropped right in front of the keeper. Absolutely no chance for Tom Godfrey as he was driving. Dove the right way, got his hand to it, but it just dipped right underneath him, and there you see him. Guy Perron, the goal scorer, as he's able to net it for the Bulldogs. It's his 3rd goal of the season.
Be interesting now to see how Limestone react to this. Going a goal down, 30 minutes to go. It'll also be interesting to see if Wingate don't take the foot off the gas. See, they've had a good opening 15, 17 minutes. I'm sure the game now will start to open up as Limestone obviously chase that equaliser. Sean Gadsby receiving some information from Coach Utterson here on the sideline. Coach Alsop will be looking for an instant reaction or a positive reaction from the number 6 Limestone College Saints.
As you see, the Bulldogs with a 1-0 advantage. And that'll be a pretty clear foul against Scott.
Limestone looking to get the game restarted, obviously looking for that instant positive reaction from going a goal down. Referee denying the opportunity there. Ball not spotted in the right place, and it's Orrit again on the free kick.
So Orrit, as you said last time, did a little bit better, able to get more air under it. And this is in a similar position. As now Axel Jewell was a step ahead for the referee's liking, so he stops the clock to reset him, and he forced him back a step. Orrit on it again. This time he sends it clear over the bar.
And clearly frustrated with himself, and that's 3 or 4 good opportunities now he's wasted for his team.
Well, the first 2 were the low punching line drives that he couldn't clear the first line of the wall. It looked like the third one was well weighted. He got the air under it. He allowed McKenna to run underneath it, and then that one he just skied it over the goalpost.
Yep. Struggling to find that little bit of quality there in the final third that they need in those good attacking positions, which would be disappointing for Coach Alsop. McKenna on the ball, in deeper position, turning away from pressure, works it out to Orrit, shows good feet there.
Orrit weaving through, and then in the end it was done well, as coming back and serving it away was Goanna. Guy Perrone, the goal scorer, as the Bulldogs are trying to upset the number 6 team in the nation on their home field. Bulldogs in the midst of a 5-match homestand. They've won 3 straight. As the Saints now showing some quickness to their pace. As Alstad streams this ahead. His pass to the middle was taken away. Goanna ran to it. Now Perrone. Able to get it wide before he was tripped up. Referee says play on. As it rolls out, it'll go for a throw, belong to the Bulldogs. Scott over the head of Jewell, but it bounces down to Gadsby, who now rolls it to the middle. Perrone able to set it back for the one-time shot by Jewell, and it trickles wide. Jewell had that one set on a platter for him on the rolling ball right down the middle.
Yeah, finding himself in a lot of space there on the top of the box. That Limestone midfield now starting to get stretched a little bit, maybe asking their central midfielders to join in higher up the field. And
in the end, that was a pretty good job by Sam Hibbert along the defensive line to come sliding in and force Jewell to get a touch on that much quicker than he wanted to.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jewell would have still liked to angle that at least towards the net, but you can understand why with Hibbert breathing down his neck. As Nelson whistled for the sliding tackle, and the referee is going to stop the clock. And that's good to see as the two shake hands. Didn't appear to be malicious by Nelson.
No, it's going in the other card. I think that's his 3rd foul now. And referee's looking. It did look like he got the ball, but it again may have been slightly overly aggressive in the manner in which he tried to win that ball.
Yeah, he was the one in the first few minutes that came out and took out the legs of Jorge McKenna. If you get a look at it again, it's a very similar play where he did touch the ball first, but he got a lot of the body as well.
Yeah, and just leaving his feet there for a slight second, which will get yellow carded.
And he seemed to be knowing it was coming. Put his hand up right away, and
yeah, Coach Hamill not too happy at the minute with the referee, venting some of his frustration to him, asking him questions as to why he's been booked.
well, Noah Sale, the freshman midfielder from nearby Gastonia, North Carolina, is shaken up on the play. He was the one who was taken out by Nelson. As you get a look at the head coach of the Bulldogs, Gary Hamill. As you take a look at the training staff, getting a look at Sale. Hopefully he's okay. Alex Nelson wearing that captain's band, playing in the defensive position. And he's a guy that, as a defender, likes to range forward a bit and really has shown some offensive presence. He scored in the Bulldogs' home opener against Emmanuel College, was able to score off a deflection from Liam Gillespie on a set piece. Here in the 63rd minute, the Bulldogs a 1-0 lead.
And another good position here for Limestone. Sam Orritt again on the free kick. He's been a willing runner today so far for Limestone. Really hard work, and he showed good feet in the attacking thirds and tried to pick his pass well.
And Jorge Salvat is going to come on. The freshman will replace the injured Noah Sale. And after that, the free kick will commence, and it's going to be Orritt on the ball again, Jack. This one's driven to the far side, winds up running through everybody.
And again, not really what your team's looking for, you know. Floated out towards the back post, you know, as an attacking player, you want that ball to be whipped in with a bit of pace on it. Another disappointing set piece, really. Limestone failing to take advantage of some of these good positions they've been received fouls in and really ask questions of that Wingate defense.
Towards the box for McKenna, but that was blocked. Now Orritt strings through, and Machel able to slide and block it off. He was asking for a handball, but they'll say it just deflected off him and goes out for a corner kick here with just about 20 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Orritt doing well to win his team a corner kick. Charlie Machel working hard for his team now, defensively in his own 18-yard box. It's always good to see, pleasing to see as a defender. You know, you're forward working, tracking back that far.
It'll be Alstad from the corner. Goes low. And that winds up just rolling out and will go for a goal kick for the Bulldogs.
Another disappointing set piece for Limestone. That's, I mean, 5 or 6 that they've wasted in good areas like that, not really giving their team an opportunity to attack them and go after that. I'm sure Coach Olstup's got to be frustrated. I've said it before, but you know, as a coach, if I'm sitting there and my team are getting good positions, good opportunities to put good balls in the box and just harmlessly rolling them out of play or over-hitting them or not putting the right pace on the ball, something I wouldn't be too happy with, especially at 1-0 down and the Saints chasing the equaliser.
We look at the foul total. The Bulldogs really starting to pile up now. They've been whistled for 16 compared to 12 for Limestone, and plenty of them have been in pretty advantageous positions for the Saints. Yeah. And as you mentioned, just haven't been able to really take advantage the way that Coach Alsop would like.
Yeah, Wingate working hard to close down the space in that final third of the field, apply a lot of pressure to the Limestone Saints attacking players. And
as we're going to get another whistle and
another foul here as the two players tangled up. The assistant referee there was quick to jump in between the two of them. I don't think there was much there. I think they're just tangled up.
And it might have been for what happened after the ball was sent away, as the two were still kind of in the thick of each other.
Yeah.
And that looks like that's what the referee was saying And now he will back off and give some space.
We see Cooksley on the free kick now, isn't it?
Absolutely. He drives it, headed away, as Perrone did well to step in front.
It's a delightful pass from Sean Gadsby.
Gadsby working deep in his own area, able to force it ahead just a bit. Go nutmeg on him, but Perrone comes flying through to clean it up and just clear it.
Yeah, no nonsense. Gets his team out, you know, defending on their own edge of their own box now, to the top of their defensive third of the field. Relieve a little bit of pressure.
Olstad. The pass was deflected, but still finds a mark anyway. That's another sliding tackle, this time by Munoz. Slowed it down, but couldn't take it off the foot of McKenna.
Yeah, 2 sliding tackles, one by Liam Gillespie missed, and then Munoz, the right back there. It's Wingate diving in. You'd like to see them stand up and stay up on their feet.
So dangerous with that sliding attempt. First of all, there's a chance for a foul. And then also, once you slide, if you miss, you've really taken yourself out of the play and don't give yourself a chance to correct and get back into the middle.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you commit yourself, you've really got to go and win that ball.
There's a Saints player down on the turf, as we're going to get a substitution by the Bulldogs. Victor Chizelli will check back in.
Yeah, they're taking out the midfielder, holding midfielder Damian. He's had a good game. He's just coming back from knee surgery about 4 weeks ago, so he's got a good lot of minutes today. And it looks like Liam Gillespie has been moved into that defensive midfield role, which you would see as more of a defensive change by Coach Hamill. Damian has the ability to still go forward from that holding role. Liam Gillespie will sit in there, stay connected to that back three and provide probably a bit more a better cover, a more defensive-minded player.
And of course, Tizelli, the senior defender, is very strong along that back line as well. He's been put in that right back position.
Yeah.
As Munoz gets to it, as the Bulldogs press ahead.
Shows good feet there.
Work it back to the top. Perrone tried to roll it to the middle for Gillespie. McKenna took it away. And now coming up and pounding it forward. Remember the Bulldogs wearing the white and gold striped kits, going from right to left. The Limestone College Saints in the blue kits with the white shorts and blue trim. Going left to right here in this second half. The Bulldogs with a second half goal after the Saints poured it on to start the second half. Guy Perrone off a free kick in which he was fouled. He thought it might have been red card worthy. It was deemed only a yellow. But Perrone made it just as costly, putting in the go-ahead goal. Now Olstad plays it towards the 18. Couple of headers from Scott. A third volley. Gadsby will let it hit the ground, and that proves to be a poor decision as it's taken away momentarily by the Saints. And it continues to pinball around before finally it's able to be sent forward.
Yeah, Limestone starting to get on the ball and dominate this game this last 5 or 6 minutes territory-wise. Wingate getting deeper and deeper with 15 minutes to go. They don't want to be defending on the edge of their own box for 15 minutes, inviting pressure on.
As they come near side. Or it works it into the corner. It's Salvet. Salvet to the box, the header, and Bannock reaches up at the last minute. It's still free, and Nelson able to turn it away. McKenna was in the area, and Nelson wins it after Bannock at the last moment realized that thing was going to sink and had a chance to go in, so he popped it up, kept it out of the net, but it stayed right in front of him.
Yeah, I think he tipped it onto the crossbar. I think it came back off the crossbar.
We get a look at it again here. The header. Yeah, I don't even think he touched it. Nope. I think it just hit right off the crossbar and pounced back into the field of play like an NBA rebound.
Yep.
Now Orrit rolls it through. That's a nice ball for McKenna. He rolls it on Bannock, saves it, and then comes back and dives on top of it. Oh, McKenna was in all alone, one-on-one with Bannock, and somehow he did not finish.
Makes a good save with his legs. Wingate again getting slightly lucky, coming back off the post into the arms of the goalkeeper, Stephen Bannock. And the signs are there with Limestone starting to apply pressure and really put this Wingate team on the back of the heels. But I don't think Wingate University are helping themselves, starting to get deeper and deeper into the game and rushing clearances, forcing it long and high and nothing really left up top.
Well, we saw such fluid play through the midfield for the first hour of this match from both teams. In the last 10 minutes or so, ever since the goal by the Bulldogs, it has been more of a Wingate Bulldogs defense on their heels. As there you see it deflects right off the instep of Bannock, hit off the post, and then luckily for Bannock and the Bulldogs, it bounced right back to him.
It looks like, Wingate are really going to try and pack it in and sit deeper and just protect this 1-0 lead for 13 or 14 minutes. It'll be interesting to see if they can hold out or withstand this pressure. They are inviting a lot of pressure onto themselves.
And for a team that did so well on the midfield, now a bit of a collision. Matral throws his arms out. Referee says play on. Perrone has it taken away from behind.
Yeah, he had nobody advanced, beyond him. Wingate looking to get as many numbers now behind the ball as possible, isolating keeper on up the field. And Limestone easily able to regain possession and straight away looking to counter-attack and back on the offensive, not counter-attack, but I'm not sure who's down right now for Limestone.
Try to get a look at the number as soon as we can. Axel Jewell checks back in, meanwhile, for the Bulldogs.
Is it Orit?
I don't believe so. Looks like it might be Mirande. And no, it is Orit.
Yeah, it's Orit down. He looks like he took a little bit of a knock there. Apart from his set piece, he's had a good game. He's worked really hard. He's picked some good passes for Limestone. Looking like he's just trying to walk off that little knock that he's picked up there.
As we've seen a couple of Limestone Saints slow to get up. Very physical match, as we mentioned. The Bulldog foul totals hitting 17 now. 3 bookings in the match, couple for the Bulldogs. The Saints have been carded once. But you look at shots in favor of Limestone, 9-6. Shots on goal, 4-2 in favor of the Saints. But the Bulldogs have the one stat line that matters. The 1-0 advantage here as we reach the final 12 minutes of play in the Southeast Regional Contest.
And again, Wingate just really, well, I suppose they're playing cautiously with 1-0. Don't want to overplay at the back and putting the ball straight back into Limestone's possession. Axel Jewell has now come on for Wingate, for Charlie Matral. We'll see if he can inject a little bit of life and energy again into the Wingate University team and see if he can get on the ball and hold it up for them in higher positions.
Now they probe that right side. It'll go for a goal kick for the Bulldogs. As good defensive play to create a wall there. James Scott doing a nice job. Both of these teams with younger rosters. You get Sam Orit, Thomas Keene as the seniors. But really, other than that, and also obviously Jorge McKenna, but other than that, it's really a younger team, as are the Bulldogs. So this is, perhaps over the next 3 or 4 years, a chance for 2 squads that could really grow into a tight
good
rivalry.
Contest. Yeah, good.
As Bannock comes out and pulls it away. These teams last played in 2012 when the Bulldogs got a 1-0 victory. It was Liam Gillespie's goal that gave them the edge in that match.
Here goes Axel Jewell into the bottom right-hand corner.
Jewell in the corner. The Bulldogs lead the series lifetime with Limestone 7-2.
Yeah, they've had a good record against Limestone, but it's always been a competitive match. 2 good soccer programs.
And obviously Limestone very solid this year with that 6 ranking. or it runs it near side. Sidestep Gadsby. Rolling into the middle, Machado. And now that one will sail as Salvik got underneath it.
Yeah. He did well. He came inside. He had his Joe Peggy's right back overlapping him well. If it had slipped him in, he could have been into the byline. Chose to come inside and shoot on his left foot and put this one over the bar.
Both sides making substitutions as Cameron Burrows steps back in for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, Limestone will get Benjamin Morande, the junior forward, in.
Yeah, fresh legs in for the team there, for Wingate into midfield.
Take a look at Limestone, really. Their shots have been very evenly spread out. McKenna and a couple, and Orrit with a couple, but other than that, just 3 players with 1, Morande, Keane, and Cooksley.
Yeah. Well, they'll look back on that chance, that one-on-one chance they had if they do lose this 1-0. You know, they have had there's a cramp here for Olstad. Looks like it's a cramp there, yeah.
And you see Tizzelli come over and help stretch it out, and that's the gamesmanship, that's part of the game you like to see from both sides.
Yeah, always good to see. Been in those positions myself. It's not nice when you're lying on the floor.
And this is about the time in the match when you would expect it to start creeping in too, right? Those final 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, and Olstad in that wing-back position. I mean, he's been up and down that touchline for 82 minutes, so I'm sure he's putting a lot of distance covered, and as you see there, just stretching for that ball and cramping.
Yeah, again, they kind of crumpled into each other as Munoz went to the turf with him, and Olstad got the worst of it.
Yep.
Hopefully they'll be able to stretch that out and he'll be okay in just a few minutes.
Trainer looks like he signaled for a substitution there.
And that's not a good sign. You see him immediately go to grab that knee.
Yeah.
And he's not really grabbing a muscle there. He went right for the knee. He's grabbing right on that.
I don't know if it's his hamstring at the back of his, the back of his knee, the bottom of his hamstring there. That's
seems to be walking significantly better as he's gotten closer to the sideline.
Yeah.
They will sub for him. As Jack mentioned, Adrian Lawler will come on. Can Limestone College find a way to crack the back of the net? They've been close a few times, especially since conceding, but haven't been able to figure it out. Bannock has made a couple of big saves. The Bulldog defense has held for now, but you expect as the time continues to dwindle, the pressure is going to continue to mount as McKenna has it here. Places it down the far touchline. Now this one played into the box with McKenna making the run, but it was stepped away by Nelson. Quick restart on the throw.
Lofted high into the box.
Takes a hop. Gadsby had tough time clearing it. Now he does. But it goes across, and that'll go for a corner. So a set piece opportunity here for the Saints. Gadsby just had a tough time getting that left foot to get anything on it and send it away. And then on the second attempt, send it over the touchline, concedes the corner. Agliova City sends it in. And then a strong clear. Joe Pegg sends it back straight away. And the header on by Hibbert. Still in play as they'll watch it roll across. Bannock was giving it a run, but he had to be careful because Agliova Cities was also right there. There you see Agliova Cities and McKenna looming, those two trying to find some type of combination play to give them the goal that would equalize this match. Bannock to the far near touchline, and Perone tried to keep it in, backtracking, and couldn't quite do it, so the Saints will take over. Nice job by Burrows to take it away. The former defender turned midfielder, showing off his old skill. As that's a good piece of back defending after that came in for Jewell. Burrow plays it far side for Munoz. Fakes the pass to the middle, instead takes it to the corner. And they'll say that's just an incidental contact, and Joe Pegg will run and chase it down. William Pacoop will check back in as he'll go grab Jorge Salvet. Pacoop, the freshman midfielder, another Frenchman on for Eric Alsop as he continues to try to find the fresh legs and the combination that will net them the leveling goal here in this match. Bulldogs do it. Big collision going over the top, and Perone down for a moment.
Yeah, winning a good foul for his team in a good area. It's interesting that Liam Gillespie still decides to go quite direct. I'm surprised that Wingate haven't tried to slow the game down, especially when they get hold of the ball in terms of possession, start moving that ball from right to left with only 5 minutes to go now in the 90.
There you see, there's a lot of pressure coming from that right hand. Sam Hibbert does have a yellow card in this match. He was the one who pulled back Perone on what looked like a clear goal scoring opportunity. Perone scored on the ensuing free kick. Now this one driven to the box. Perone flicks it on.
That's an easy save.
Diving save in the end.
Yeah, slightly behind Perone. He struggles to generate any power on that cross. Free kick.
Did well to angle it the right way, but
yeah,
as you said, just because it was behind him, he couldn't really time it well, and he couldn't exactly get all that energy behind it. Middle of the pitch, and
strong tackle by Sean.
Was a strong tackle by Gadsby. Referee says play on. The Saints get it right back. McKenna trying to work through Fairgrieve, who does well to body him off. Now stepping up from that back defensive line. Here comes Radrian Montana.
Scott is saying it. Look, James Scott looking for that late tackle, which was a sort of late lunge. He dealt with it anyway. He got it away, cleared his lines. Limestone looking to play a little bit more direct now.
Yeah, they're going to have to go over the top and try to generate something quickly here. Under 4 minutes left.
Yep.
Gadsby through the middle. Come near side, Jewell. What a beautiful ball in for Gadsby, coming out and grabbing it was Godfrey. He had to come off his line at an important time. Bulldogs continue to apply some pressure here late. Nearing that time when maybe you'd expect them to take it towards a corner or find a way to just try to hold some possession and kill clock.
Yeah. Again, it's good looking to slow down. Again, Gillespie knocking it long. Wingate turning over possession. Sure, Coach Hamill's asking them to be a little bit smarter now when they get the ball and see if they can start to kill the game.
If the Bulldogs can hold on, it would be their 4th straight victory. And they'd be 3-0 on the homestand that they've got going on right now.
Tackles flying in everywhere.
Both teams back at it again on Saturday. As a whistle and the yellow card shown immediately.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration there, I think, from the Limestone Saints.
Looks like they got Agila Vasides. There he is. Now the referee over to talk to Gillespie after the booking. Gillespie obviously not happy with the strength of that tackle. And Gillespie again from that back line will get the free kick.
Prawn holding up well for his team.
And that's more what we were talking about, Jack, with the just trying to hold possession, let as many defenders come to you.
Yeah, he's very good. He's strong. He's very good when he's back to goal. I'm sure they'll be looking to play into him to hold it up a little bit more. And it's coming 2 minutes.
Lawler had it. They play it to the middle. Randrian Montana Tried to go far side. It was stepped away. Munoz. Perron. Now he'll try a long-range pass, and it's a good one, but perhaps a bit too heavy, as they'll go quick. Just under 2 minutes left. Defense steps it away. McKenna up with it. And he'll just hustle and throw it in. Now he'll make his way towards the box as they'll look for something to insert. But the Bulldogs take it away. Orrit tried to work his way around Scott. Wound up just plunking it out of play, and the Bulldogs will get a throw here. It was touched late by Fairgrieve. They give possession to the Saints, but the Bulldogs able to wrestle it away quickly and clear it for a throw in a much less dangerous area. Andrea Montana will fire it back.
Tense last minute here. Both benches up, pushing on their teams. Wingate obviously encouraging their teams to work back, get behind the ball, defend astutely, and Limestone, good ball to do.
And that's directed in bit too far on Bannock. There were numbers in the box, and that one touch finds its way. Well, if this scoreline holds, you know that the Limestone Saints are going to say they had plenty of opportunities to score in this second half especially.
Yeah,
a couple of breaks the Bulldogs' way. Just a couple of really some set pieces deep as you get a look at that Bulldog bench nervously holding on, seeing if these last 30 seconds can drip off. It can't go quick enough for the team trying to upset the number 6 team in the nation.
Yeah, you see the eyes on the clock there. 3 or 4 of the guys just watching that clock anxiously now with 20 seconds. And
has cleared out Jewell, trying to wriggle it free. It comes near side. Gadsby runs it away. And the whistle and the foul. Clock continues to run. There you see. That'll pretty much ice it. And there is your final score, with the Bulldogs of Wingate University getting the 1-0 victory on their home field. As there you see the Bulldogs, a 1-0 victory and a hard-fought battle, Jack. It was certainly exciting back and forth in the first half. Things were a little tight, a little tense, but it really opened up in that second half.
Yeah, they really ground out that 1-0 result in the end there. I mean, Limestone, they came out with the intention to put the ball on the floor and play, and it was 2 very competitive teams, 2 good sides, and it, you know, one goal decided, a little bit of quality, a good free kick into the bottom corner. But Limestone, I'm sure Coach Alsop will reflect on the game and say that they did have the chances to win the game. You know, a good couple of one-on-one chances, and you know, they had multiple free kicks in good attacking areas and just failed to take advantage of it. And Wingate, well, they took their one chance that they had really in the final third of field. Perron put it away nicely, and a great win for Wingate University Bulldogs.
Talk about the ability of the Bulldogs to weather that storm after the second half opened up, and it seemed like they were just under fire from those Limestone Saints for a long time in those first 10 minutes or so, but they were really able to right themselves and come back and level things out towards the middle of that second half and obviously come all the way back to take the lead.
Yeah, well, Limestone came out in the second half, that first 10 minutes, and really put Wingate on the back foot, and also Wingate a little bit sloppy, a little miscommunication allowed the Limestone player in for a 1v1, and then once they settled into that second half, they started to take over in terms of possession and territory, and we're starting to probe and try and looking for those, you know, attacking runs from deep past that Limestone back four, and couldn't quite pick the passes, and ended up taking you know, a good goal from a set piece, and taking that chance that they had. But you know, they had limited chances, and when they needed it most, they got their important player, the star player Perron, and he came up with a big goal for them.
Yeah, so Guy Perron gets in behind the defense. The whistle for what could have been a red card because he was impeded deep behind the furthest defender, and then he's able to come back and get that set-piece goal. What a phenomenal job by Guy Perron on that shot, and just the way that he was able to angle it and take it, and that winds up being the decider.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good player, technical player, and that's the kind of guy you want over a set piece or a free kick in that sort of area. And I said at half time, you know, both coaches would be looking in a game that's so tight and so competitive for that little bit of quality in the final third of the field, that little bit of individual brilliance, unfortunately for Wingate and Coach Hamill, they had that tonight in Guy Perron.
Well, I believe we're going to have Coach Hamill joining us in just a moment to kind of break down that victory and let us know how things shaked out from his sideline as his team got a tremendous victory, the upset over the number 6 team in the nation with a 1-0 final. As you see, the Bulldogs and Coach Hamill, and I believe Coach Hamill is with us now. And Coach, so you guys face a number 6 team in the nation in the middle of a 5-game homestand, able to come out with the win. This one's certainly an energizing one for your squad, isn't it?
It's nights like this that you work your tail off for, you know, and I mean 2 great teams that went back and forth. You know, I took a special shot from Perron to win it, and you know, I think we're very fortunate. You know, we dug in there the last 15-20 minutes, soaked up a lot of pressure, and you know, I'm proud of them. You know, they held out.
It was a tight one through the first 45. We talked to you at the half, and coming out of that second half, it looked like you guys really had to weather the storm from Limestone. They put a couple of barrages of chances on you towards the end. Talk about what you saw from your team and their ability to collect themselves and really kind of right the ship in the middle of that second half.
Yeah, we definitely did. I mean, we had to bunker in there, and we had to soak up a lot of pressure. You know, they came at us hard and often, that's for sure, and you know, stretched as wide as we could. But I mean, it's good grit. I mean, these guys have been through a heck of a lot in the last 3 or 4 days or 5 days, whatever it is. And, you know, we've still got legs and we're still going strong, and that's a credit to them.
You're in the midst of a 5-match homestand. 4 of the matches are SAC conference matches. This one is a regional match against the number 6 team in the nation. How tough is it to keep your focus through such a treacherous stretch like that?
Well, I think it is. I mean, and the good thing is these guys are young. You know, they've got their heads on their shoulders. I mean, they understand we'll enjoy this for the next hour and, you know, then start to recover and recoup before Saturday's game.
Coach, before I let you go, just take us through the game-winning goal for Perron. He just did what Perron does, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely superb. You know, I was a little bit upset with how it panned out, but that's the way it is, you know. I mean, and what a beautiful strike from him, just into the bottom right-hand corner as the keeper's looking at it. And you know, that's why you have him on the field. You know, it takes one chance, and he can do it for you.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
That's head coach Gary Hamill breaking down the Bulldogs' victory here at the Wingate Soccer Complex. Again, the Bulldogs with a 1-0 victory over the Limestone Saints. The Bulldogs improved to 6-2 overall. They are back at SAC action on Saturday as they host Mars Hill at 7:30. Meanwhile, the Limestone College Saints suffer their first defeat of the season. The number 6 team in the nation winds up falling to 7-1, the first loss of the year for the Saints. They are still 3-0 in Conference Carolina play. They will resume their conference play as well as they host Barton at 3:30 on Saturday. So the Bulldogs able to get the victory. It was certainly exciting. I welcome my partner Jack Vundam back in, and you heard Coach Hamill say it. Guy Perron just did what Guy Perron does for this team, just score goals.
Yeah, exactly. It's that little bit of quality, like we were discussing, and on a night like this, and in a tight game, that's what you need, and that was the difference tonight. And I'm pleased for Guy Perron. He like he said, he's been assisting and setting goals up for his team. He scored 3 and 3 and demonstrating his quality and his ability there.
These short messages.
The NSCAA convention to me is probably the best place to get any sort of education of a wide variety that you can go in the world.
Always nice to see who you wander across in the hallways, might have a quick word with.
I think it's exciting to meet youth coaches and high school coaches and even college.
Each year, the NSCAA puts over 7,000 coaches through our coaching education program. Youth, high school, and college coaches at all levels participate in the diploma courses. No matter where you are in your coaching path, we have something for you. Join your peers and get educated. Better coaching, better players, better game. NSCAA Coaching Academy. Improving soccer, one coach at a time. Register today at nscaa.com/education.
Back at the Wingate Soccer Complex, where the Wingate Bulldogs pull out a 1-0 victory over the Limestone Saints. The Bulldogs beating the number 6 team in the nation. Let's take a look at the deciding goal. The Bulldogs get the save there, and then coming back after Guy Perron was fouled on what looked like he was in behind the defense. He had a free kick, and he took advantage just about 22 yards away with a sinking line drive right into that lower 90. And there you see he celebrates with the home supporters. The Bulldogs, they have talked all week about how great this home field is, and with a great crowd on hand, they gave the fans something to cheer about with the 1-0 victory, beating out the Limestone College Saints. So with the Bulldogs' victory, they improve to 6-2 on the year. The Limestone College Saints taking their first loss. They fall to 7-1. What a tremendous crew we had for you today. Your director, Ryan Brown. Your producer, Aaron Kennedy, TJ, Trey, and Drew on the cameras. My partner, Jack Vundam. I'm merely Jake Levy. Thank you so much for joining us on behalf of our entire production team, Turbo Sports Group, and all of those at NSCAA. Once again, the final score from the Wingate Soccer Complex is Wingate Bulldogs 1, Limestone Saints 0. So long from Wingate, North Carolina.